Hi folks, well my LTX1050 Cub Cadet needs an oil change before we do our mowing season this year. If you remember a previous video I did, hopefully you don't, but I made a huge mistake the last time when I was trying to change the oil. I ended up unscrewing the whole apparatus in there and oil got everywhere, all over the bottom of the compartment and down into the PTO clutch and all. It was a mess because of this goofy way that Cub Cadet has their oil plug here. I'll show you again real quickly what it is here. It's down here underneath that little yellow thing, and it's got a black cap on the top of it that I've pulled off and put this little piece of hose on. So you turn that yellow piece there slightly. There's a little notch in there that you can turn it. You're supposed to turn it and then pull it towards you, and then that'll release the oil that it can come out. Hopefully this will work and I won't make a mess everywhere, and I'm going to show you then the plan to get rid of this stupid setup and get a more traditional oil plug in here. So hang in there and I'll come back to you when we're working on that. So success. We've got the oil draining out through the tube instead of all over the engine. We just rotated that yellow cylinder slightly and pulled on it maybe about a half an inch, and that opened the valve, and here it comes. But I still think this is kind of a goofy way to do it. I think I'm going to put a more permanent fix on this so that you don't have to mess like this again. So and maybe when these tractors came out new, they gave you a piece of hose. I don't know, because like I said, this is used. But it's a whole lot less of a mess than the last time I did it. So I'll come back to you when we complete our oil change and have our modifications ready to go. Hi folks, well it's a couple months later or several weeks later since the first part of this video. I decided that what I would try to do is keep this plug in place. Since I had changed the oil, thought maybe I could get by with it, but I went through weeks of just oil leaks and it being messy under the engine. I thought I just can't get it in there tight the way it was. As you can see, this is the apparatus, screws in, and then you've got the plug here and so on. In fact, when I pulled it out, it broke a piece of the plastic here, so it shot. So what I said that I would do, I ended up doing. Now, I messed up initially because I thought from the other video I watched, they said it was a 1/2 inch piece of pipe, but this is actually 3/8, not 1/2 inch. So I'll show you how I assembled it with the wrong one, and I'll show you the right one that's already in place. So basically all this is, it's a 5-inch piece of pipe. Now what you want is 3/8 by 5. You can use black or galvanized, I don't think it matters much as long as it's standard threads. Then a 90-degree elbow, again 3/8, and then a plug, screw-in plug in the end, again 3/8. Now what you need to do to make sure it doesn't leak is to use your Teflon tape on the joints here, here, and then of course where you put it into the tractor. And when you're putting this Teflon tape on, say like this, you want to wrap it clockwise around the threads so that it stays in place when you're turning it in. It doesn't strip it back on you. So clockwise, and then it's in place. So, and what I did, like I did with this one, with the right one, I assembled it all and tightened it before putting it into the tractor, because as tight as it was to get in at that, I thought it'd be easier to just slide this underneath to the hole in the engine and turn it that way, rather than trying to get a wrench or something on this piece of pipe underneath that and the starter to try to get it tight. So this way all of this was already tight, and then all I had to do is turn this in, and then I could grip on the elbow here to tighten that down where it was out, exposed, not underneath everything else, to make it easier to put in. So let me come back to you. I'll show you in place and because like I said, this was 1/2 inch, it was too big, but the 3/8 one has worked perfectly. Everything's dry now, no oil leaks, so this fix worked. Okay, there you can see it in place now. This isn't how the tractor normally looks because I've taken the starter off. It's tucked underneath the starter. I have to replace the starter on this, and that's going to be another video, but I thought you could see this a little easier now that the starter is off. There in the end, you can see I just turned it into the bottom, the threaded opening in the bottom of the engine block. 5 inches brings you out beyond the frame, so turning this 90 degrees is not going to hang you up on anything, the elbow, and it doesn't stick out so far that it's kind of in your way with using the brake and so on. Here you still have clearance, so it's not in the way for anything that I've seen so far, and I think this will work. I couldn't quite turn it a little tighter to make that elbow go face directly down to the ground, but it'll still work. When I go to change the oil again, you just loosen the plug and the oil comes out, just like a regular oil pan plug on a car. I'm sorry about that. But as I said, this is a good fix. It solves this dumb setup that they had, and makes it more accessible and easier to deal with and a lot less mess. So just wanted to show you this. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and follow our channel. Thank you again for all the new subscribers. We're getting close to that magic 1,000 subscriber mark, and I'll be reporting on changing out this starter in an upcoming video very soon. So again, thank you for watching.